Yeah, so we have with us today Dr. Dimitri Glokol, who is MD, PhD, and he'll be sharing with us again his viewpoints on a very interesting thing that we wanted to chat about, which is the anti-aging approach via the DDRR methodology. All right. So I understand that this is a very specialized program that was created by the European Wellness Group, the DDRR methodology.
Right.
So could you please tell us a little bit more about how this whole thing came about and what does it mean for patients?
Yeah. In my personal case, it sort of coincided with professional activity when we were developing these paradigms, and of course looking for and bringing up the scientific background first, and then once we had that scientific background built, we actually constructed the entire paradigm of what should be done, like a step-by-step procedure based on the scientific evidence. But in my personal case, it coincided with my personal endeavors and my personal path. It's not really a career, it's more like a passion, right? My personal path in it. And we decided not to give any complicated names to that, which is called the DDRR, which is Diagnose-Detox-Repair-Rejuvenate, because it's something that can be easily understood by majority of people, and it's quite a natural flow, because Aristotle said, it's about 2000 years ago, that 50% of successful solution to the problem is recognizing and understanding the problem.
Correct.
Right? So hence the diagnostic part is always the first part, because we need to know what exactly is happening, what is wrong, what is right, what is the status of the physiology and anatomy and the biochemistry of the person that we're dealing with initially, and then of course outline the goals, where we want to end up, which direction you want to head towards, and what parameters are the priority to be improved, what condition are the priority to be improved, and what is secondary. Okay, so as everything in medicine, the diagnostic procedures that we use are, put it this way, there's a variety of diagnostic procedures. Okay, there's a variety of diagnostic procedures, and of course, like everything in medicine, it all starts with the actual presentation, with the complaints, with the history of life, with the medical history, whatever medical events or medical treatments were in the past or still ongoing. And of course, you see, in practically 100% of cases, a person has a reason why they seek for help. They have a reason why they seek for advice from a medical practitioner or a healthcare practitioner or a coach, a healthcare coach, or any sort of therapist, for the matter of fact, whoever is dealing with aspects of well-being, wellness, health, and so on. Yeah, so in 100% of cases, there's a reason, underlying, well, it might not be a condition. Yeah, it might not be a full-blown condition, but it can be a precursor to condition, it can be a pre-condition, or it can be just some symptoms or a syndrome, some discomfort.
Back, neck, because sitting for too long.
It can be anything. It can be anything in any person in any age. And since we touched this topic, I gotta tell you that a lot of conditions that were considered to be more age-related are actually more and more being encountered in a much younger age recently. Even such things as a herniated disc, lower back pain, or cervical spondylitis now happens in very early age in chaps who are in their 20s. Quite often it is indeed connected to or associated with their profession, their career, like the IT experts, people who work in the office most of the time. Long hours, sit in front of the computer, any other gadgets. Cataract is getting younger, for the matter of fact.
Screen always in our face.
Yes, that's why it is so important to use the blue light filter. If your gadget is, of course, equipped with that. You know, just to protect your eyes. So a lot of things like the osteoarthritis, the prolapsed or the herniated discs, spondylitis, cataract, obesity, diabetes, fatty liver disease, hormonal changes as well, hormonal disorders, and premature hormonal aging.
Oh yeah, that's a big one.
It happens, and even to the extent of developing an erectile dysfunction.
At an early age.
Right, in a very early age. Studies show that, and it's happening all over the world.
Yeah.
You know, all over the world. The studies show that in various countries, geographical locations, even in South America, like in Brazil, perhaps everyone thinks that in Brazil everyone is super healthy, festivals, you know, it's all about the beauty, you know.
A very virile nation.
Right, but you will be surprised that one of the surveys and studies show that Brazil has quite a high prevalence of erectile dysfunction in young males and those who are in their mid-20s.
It's very young.
Very young, and there's a lot of contributing factors to that. Of course, the lifestyle, but also the food with pro-estrogenic activity. Okay, the specific foods that have the affinity towards the estrogen receptors, and of course the processed food and food with a high amount of sugar and all. Yeah, so and the environmental factors. You know, so there's so many contributing factors that bring to different types of disorders, or people deteriorate in many ways. Okay, in many ways. They develop the metabolic syndrome. There's a problem with they develop problem with the musculoskeletal apparatus, even to the level of sarcopenia, and then which starts in the early age, which is not supposed to start in the early age, right? So it all requires a very holistic approach towards the diagnosis as well, but in the same time it has to be a very personalized approach, because wellness and the well-being is in principle is quite different from medicine, from conventional medicine. In conventional medicine it is mostly a matter of life or death, right? So even though it's not necessarily an emergency medicine, right? But still, once the person develops a condition and is diagnosed with some disease, it means that there has to be something done, because disease will progress, you know, there will be other repercussions and outcomes of that.